Hi, I'm Superintendent Denise Juneau. At the beginning of this school year, I appointed Dr. Mia Williams as the Executive Director of the newly formed Department of African American Male Achievement, which works to support and serve students and families furthest away from educational justice in coordination with our strategic plan, Seattle Excellence. Last week, I sat down with Dr. Williams and the department's two newly hired managers of African American Male Achievement, Adam Hazlip and Kevin Loyal, to talk about the important work of this department. Dr. Williams, can you share some of the major milestones of the department so far?
Again, it's a privilege and honor to get to be the Executive Director of the first African American Male Achievement Office in the state of Washington, which is like, yes. The biggest thing is being able to secure funding so that I was able to hire my wonderful new teammates of Kevin Loyal and Adam Hazlip as managers so that we can get on our phase one of our work. And then the other big thing is the launch of our African American Male Student Leadership Council, which is probably next to hiring my teammates. It's probably kept a smile on my face for the past month. I'm super excited. The young men are just full of energy and they're going to help us change our whole system.
We are also very, very excited to have your team members. And so I guess I just want to ask you two, what gets you excited about being a part of this team and the work that's going to happen this year?
I'm a product of the Seattle School District, so navigating through that and seeing that at the end of the day, there's some light there, there's some hope. So what gives me the most hope is knowing there is hope and that we can make a difference. Seeing young individuals that look like myself, serving them from my community. I've been doing this is something I've been doing just for free, so to be in a position to make systemic adaptable change and be a stakeholder at the table, that I zeal at that opportunity.
Two of the most powerful words in the English diction is I am, right? And the information or the language you put behind that is so critical. So when Kevin and I and Dr. Woods, we get a chance to walk into schools and young brothers are looking like, who are they? We get an opportunity to model I am to young people. It's actually an unbelievable opportunity, right? But it's here, we can actually touch it. So those are some of the reasons why I'm extremely excited.
And you mentioned, we are the first department, this kind of department in the state of Washington, and we've learned a lot of great lessons from Oakland as they've had this work going on over the past 10 years in their district. And so just, can you tell us a little about some of the learnings and the creation of how you're putting things together and lessons from Oakland?
Yes, as you mentioned, Chris Chapman has been partnering with us. We've been working with Oakland probably the last 4 years, learning lots of different things as we have Kingmakers of Seattle here. And so one of the ways that Oakland strategized around was they had 3 C's and we added a 4th C. And the first one is around the culture in our system for our African American boys. And then what are the conditions? And then what are the competencies of the adults and the diversity of who's in front of our babies. And the last one that we added was the community connections. We have so many wonderful partnerships and families coming in to do work. And how do we streamline that so that we can maximize the experience of our African American kings?
Dr. Williams, do you want to kind of just let us know what we should be expecting? What are the next things?
Well, the next things are we're going to be heading out to schools to do focus groups with our African American boys and young men to really hear directly from them. So we can be very intentional and strategic about building strategy based off of what they need. And then we're also going to be having regional meetings in our 5 regions to hear from the African American families and the communities so that we can gather all the information and themes and then have a share out session in June. Thank you to Superintendent Juneau, the community, AMAC, all the different departments that really brought this to life to actually have this office to really make a difference.
Thank you to the AAMA team, Dr. Williams, Kevin Loyal, and Adam Hazlip, for sharing the important work of their department. I look forward to continuing to work with Dr. Williams, her team, and our students to address racism in our educational system and ensure students furthest from educational justice thrive. And I love a good corny joke, and I learned this one from Adam. What do you call a deer with no eyes? I have no idea. To get daily updates, you can follow me on Twitter at Seattle Soup. That's Seattle SUPT. All Juneau's journals and superintendent updates are posted to the superintendent page of the district website, www.seattleschools.org.